All right, we're live. Let's see. I guess I'll go first this time. Should be fairly quick. So yesterday I spent some time on the SHF project, the trade association for ethical dog companies in Sweden. I refined the search story that I put in after comments from Susanna and from Ashley. So I think that's ready to go at this point. And we had a sprint review and planning meeting, the three of us, yesterday afternoon. So that's good. We're all set for sprint 5 that we're going into right now. So that's it for SHF. For Met Plus, I have an email validation story to fix the email validation bugs. That's failing because another failure occurred, which is we validate the year of birth of the job seeker when they enter it into the form. And they found that the validation cuts it off the valid year of birth after 100 years. And the test had 1916 asserted as a valid year. So, of course, once we moved into 1917, we're at year 101. Weird. And that fails. So now I'm working on a story to fix that. And I'm trying to get that through PR CI. But, we have flaky tests. We're plagued with flaky tests on this thing. And I'm working on some of that stuff. So anyway, I'll get that done this morning, I'm sure. We also had a pair programming session yesterday after the Scrum, the afternoon Scrum, with Vijaya and Arun, covering both Met Plus as well as some Wiki Ed stuff. So that was about an hour and a half PP session, which is good. And that's pretty much it for me. Let's see, who wants to go? Sam, you were first in line there. You want to go next?
Sure. Rolling back to yesterday. God. So I didn't spend any time pairing. I kind of connected with Michael on the website one PRs. Main thing I've been doing is reviewing PRs, local support, website one, giving lots of individual feedback on that, and doing admin work related to our new official charity status, trying to wend our way through Slack's thing has pushed us onto this thing called TechSoup, where we have to kind of submit additional stuff to have like further verification that we're a charity. And the thing that I'm currently on now is like they want a document that indicates our projected income for the next year. So I kind of need to do that financial report. I've sort of been putting it off, but the thing that is getting me more excited about doing it is also I found out that Amazon Web Services has a standard grant, a yearly grant for any organization that has a turnover under $1 million of $2,000 a year. So we get $2,000 of compute cycles from AWS every year for free if we can get all through the process, although that may require us setting up a 501(c) in the US. I guess I'm just going to become an admin person. I will maybe never code again. I will look at code from a distance. I will do admin, and I will reflect joyfully on those days when I used to get to code. But I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I see this land of beautiful. We can all code and code. Even if I don't get with you, I want to create that land where everybody gets to code on projects for the greater good. Ultimately people get paid for it, and everybody loves each other. So anyway, that's my main action item for the day. We'll see if I get to it. Yes, and the upcoming. I'm basically going into London today for a meeting with our sponsor Dree to review like the whole strategy for the year and everything. So that's my big afternoon thing. I may or may not be able to run the next Scrum, but it's going to be a big afternoon with Dree looking at all the strategies for that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I appreciate channeling Martin Luther King. That's good too. Matt, you want to go next?
Yeah, it's like the promised land of the Buddha, the Pure Land.
Absolutely.
Let's see, going good. I working on a bunch of cleanup stuff. I got involved a little bit with Event Manager. And it wasn't building, so there's a little bug, and that's actually, Sam, you're the only one authorized to merge in there, so there's just a real quick PR to fix a bug that we'd like you just to merge if you could, and then we'll figure out, I guess we got to figure out who's going to do that. So that's Event Manager. Redeemify is going really well. Alex, the guy in Ukraine, is I think he understands it better than I do now, so that's great. So he's off with the API a little bit more, but he's not going too fast, so we can all keep up, I think. and eventually, other people can add to the API stuff. But it's not going as quick as I thought, but it's going. And then website one, that PR, I guess it's finally ready. The Twitter one, like to get. Michael did another couple little fixes, so love to get that merged if possible. I know you're going to test it, right, Sam? Like you said, you do.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing. There's a DevOps whole thing.
Okay.
Raul's not doing that.
That's
So
the problem. Like my key got invalidated, and I've written Twitter and asked them why, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So
I think we got it covered. That's another thing that I'll be working on. When I can find the time.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Going good.
Okay, great. Thanks, Matt. Let's see, Thomas. I think you might have been next in line. You want to go?
All right. Thank you very much. Not much to report apart from the thing that I would really like to get started with the visualizer project. So unless there's, I think we have lots of, we had this discussion in the core team Slack channel. If we're ready to go, we could be ready to go. I can start doing stuff unless anybody has any objections to it. So we could set up a channel for it on Slack and start doing start trying, set up a time for like an inception meeting or, just to get started. I would like to demo whatever we came up with so far and some thoughts and ideas and stuff like that, So if that's okay, Sam,
I was just typing here. I would say, yeah, I think we're good. Just check that you've got to the end of the messages in the core team, and
all right. I'll have a go at that.
But I think even then we can still, you can still create the channel, and the discussions can start and can continue there. We can bring more people in as appropriate. Let's I don't see any blocks that we can't through discussion count.
So I'm fairly busy today, but I will do something, for this weekend. Perhaps in order to get as many people as possible, I will have like at least two, inception meetings where we can, one on weekends, on a weekend, and one on a working day, so we can get some people in, basically, because it's always hard to find a time slot that suits everybody. So I think that having two meetings and perhaps repeat myself a little bit is a good idea. Good. All right, then I'll just move ahead and work on that. Other than that, I just have some family coming today, so they fucked up my planning.
Family.
In Polish, we have this expression that family is best on portraits or group photo. But and I concur. But anyway, that's my report. Yeah.
Thank you to Thomas. Thanks for taking the lead and bringing us the visualizer project and so on. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and fantastic.
We'll see if we can make a buck or two of that, but mostly we hopefully can learn a lot of things. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump out because I have people coming in. But thank you guys, and have a great weekend if I don't catch you before that. All right.
Thanks,
Thomas.
Prosper,
Guys. All right. Cheers.
Have fun. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see now. Tongwei, I think you might have been next. Hi.
Yeah, my camera is not working right, most likely because I didn't reboot my machine for quite some time. Okay, never mind. I have decided to join event manager and is able to run. Yeah, then I will continue with Meet Plus project. But let's see how can I continue. Yeah. Right now event manager I'm still doing with the trying out with Arache about the cable, action cable. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Great. Well, let me know if we need to get together on Met Plus, but I think you've got some story you're working on and now you're involved with the event manager. That's great. Yeah, cool. Okay. I guess last but certainly not least, Michael, do you want to give an update?
Hey, I just worked finishing up on that pull request yesterday for the Twitter feature. And I think we're in a state where it can be pulled in.
It's green now, is it? Excellent. Yeah. I was when I was looking at it yesterday night. It was still, but yeah. Okay, cool. I will review.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I guess that's it for Scrum then. Right on time, actually early. As far as connecting up for myself, what I have to focus on this morning is working on these flaky tests for those 2 PRs from MetPlus. Those are holding up 3 or 4 PRs that can't get through CI. So I need to get those out of the way as soon as possible and let everybody know, including yourself, Tongwei. You probably saw that failure or failures yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, it's frustrating. I know. we'll get it solved.
But yeah, no problem.
Okay. And let me know, Tongwei, if you'd like to connect up later. I know you're working on the show the resume to a company person in line. We may, I don't know, we may want to review some stories that are small and not very challenging, but things we got to clean up for MVP, because we are approaching MVP.
Yes, I think I would like to contribute for the last MVP thing. Yes.
The last rush through. Okay. Do you want to connect up after this right now then? And take a look at what's.
Got it. No
Okay.
problem.
Let's do that. Thanks. All right. Anybody else need to connect up right now?
No,
Matt?
So on Matt and Michael.
I was gonna. Are you having trouble with your tests related to time? You were saying.
Michael, you're asking Pat?
Yeah.
You're asking.
Yeah.
We have flaky tests that intermittently fail in CI. They don't fail locally for the most part. So it's some kind of race condition, things like that.
Okay.
And some of them are, we wait. Capybara is supposed to be waiting for an element we're looking for to show up on the page, and it seems to be not entirely doing that all the time. Other times we have
a lot of problems like that. Yeah, I feel you, brother.
And other times we actually have Ajax round trips that Capybara doesn't wait on. So I did find a posting from a ThoughtBot guy regarding how to wait for Ajax requests to complete, or at least make sure that Ajax requests in motion in action are 0. There's actually a variable that tells you how many Ajax requests are outstanding that have not completed. So that looks promising for one cause of the problems.
Okay.
Anyway, yep, it's one of those things. So we just keep banging at it and getting better a little bit each time. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we can call it quits then.
Oh, I guess I was just going to say to Matt, I've merged that event manager thing and also your contributing MD stuff. I mean, I think that the projects, of course, Tongwei getting involved in event manager, we probably want to kind of like do, we need to sort of get all set up, and like that contributing MD is sort of obviously, similar to the other projects, but yeah, which is a great start. But we'll probably want to evolve on that and work out the flow. And so there's like all these wonderful new options from GitHub about allowing, with the new review functionality and protecting certain branches and so on. So I was just trying out action capable thing on his locally. I'll give more feedback on that. And while I'm on the train today, I'll be trying to get to the other website one things. But
I think Tongwei, you're echoing everything that people say.
Yeah, I muted Tongwei, so it's I muted. This happens. It's weird. It's like I mute her, and then her process of muting herself unmutes herself, and then anyway, there we go. Sorry, Matt.
Sorry.
So,
what were you going to say, Matt?
Oh, I didn't hear what you said, but I was going to ask Tongwei if her or somebody wanted to go through event managers one of these days with me, and we'll just the intro, to what's been done so far. But only if she's available, or anybody else.
Go through it.
I can just run it myself.
Huh?
But
I don't.
That's it.
Tongwei, did you want with Matt right now?
For going through what have been done for the event manager?
Yeah. If you have time. If you have time. When your video is working.
Would it be possible after the mid-class thing?
Yeah.
Or
Just ping me. I'll be online.
okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So Tongwei, you and I will hang out, I guess, on this, and everybody else have a good day and have a good weekend. If we don't talk.
I was just going to recommend, so Tongwei, what you might want to do, because you may find that echo if you're trying to collaborate with Patrick in this Hangout going forward, you may just want to like hit Command R or just do the refresh of the. Sometimes like Google has this Hangout suppression thing, sorry, Hangout echo suppression thing, and sometimes it just sort of fails and you end up getting these echoes. If you just re-enter the Hangout, you know, or potentially even like then that may help. The thing I was just going to say is Matt and Michael are not blocked by anything now, apart from just like me getting things merged, right?
No.
Right. Okay, maybe the echo's back. Anyways, I will go up to Dree. I'll catch up. I'll be on Slack through the afternoon. Catch you later. Good luck with the echo.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
So Tongwei, let's. Tongwei, is the echo still there?
Do you hear the echo?
It's gone now. It's
Okay,
gone.
great. Yes,
Yeah.
it works. Yeah.
Perfect. Whatever you did, it worked.
A refresh as suggested by Sam.
Just Control R. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me try to get Met Plus up here. Hold on, please. You should have been prepared for that. Let's see. Bear with me here. Okay. Why don't I share my screen?
Mhm.
Yep.
By the way, Patrick, I just want to inform you that I have already got a job, and yeah, thank you for everybody here. Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
When do you start?
Next week, on 16th of January. Yeah. So meanwhile, I have 1 week totally free, and I can have a peaceful mind and do whatever that I want to do it for the mid-class or event manager. Finally, yes.
Oh, that's great to hear. What are you going to be doing in your new job?
The job title itself is PHP web developer, but for the backend side, they will have many things going on. They are using Java, and there's a real stuff inside there. Yeah. So most likely I'm going to see different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you'll be working in PHP and Java?
Will be Rails too, yes.
And Rails also. Oh, that's cool.
Yes. Yeah. Because what I've known is that there's workers that's written in Rails. There are workers thing written in Rails. So yes. And then inside the whole system, there are many other like Node.js stuff in Java. Yeah. I think it's a pretty big system overall.
So you got PHP, Java, Rails, Node.js. What else? That's a lot.
No, that's not. But yeah, so because definitely I'm going to start small there. Yeah, start from very beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Good.
Yes.
So you have opportunity to learn all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I feel excited about it.
Yeah. Well, you should be. That's great. Excellent.
Thanks.
Well, we'll work you hard for the next week then. No, I'm kidding, of course, but.
I want to.
What's that?
Of my finally, I don't need to worry so much about other stuff like job application thing, and can focus in thing I want to do now.
Yes, exactly. Now you've got a week of just relaxing or doing whatever you want to do.
Yes.
looking for a job is very stressful. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's draining all the energy out.
Yes, emotional and physical. Absolutely. We all, yeah. Well, let's go through. So for readiness, we just this cross-browser testing, and we've got a bunch of DevOps stuff, moving things or getting ready for production here. So that's not going to help us. Let's see, JD show all job seekers. That's actually being implemented by a number of discrete tasks. That this is more of a general task. So this is pretty much once Arun's PR goes in, we're pretty much done with that. Let's see, user redirect to job seeker index page upon registration failure. What is that one? Okay. So this one came out of happened when Sam was doing a UX review of our UI. Yeah, you remember that? So I'm sorry.
I remember this story.
So I think I tried to duplicate this once, and I didn't have a lot of time to spend on it, and I wasn't able to duplicate it. But if it might be worth looking at this. Let's see, he failed to create a job seeker. I'm not sure why he failed, but perhaps we can go ahead and look at that. Let me say 11 to 12. Can you see and hear that, Tongwei?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, great.
I think he managed to enter that is because there's no authorization implementation yet at the time. There's no candidate implementation.
So you think this bug may not reoccur because we're authorizing now?
Yes, that's what I think, but we can try it again.
Okay. So he tried to register. This thing happened. I think he hit the back arrow. Yeah, hit the back arrow. Went back here. Just trying to remember exactly what happened here. No. Okay. So it failed. But to your point, he shouldn't have been able to do that anyway. And then he would hit the back arrow and he got the form again. Then it failed the second time and hit the back arrow. And then he got this job seekers index page. I didn't even know we had such a page. We don't use it. And clearly this is exposing information we shouldn't be exposing to anybody. Certainly anybody who's not the admin for the system. So that would be a good one to look at. Now, if you can confirm that it's gone, that's great. There's nothing to be done. And we can just close it. So that would be a useful thing to look at, definitely.
Okay.
JS creating. That's a bug I think on Heroku. I don't think we want to bother. I can't reproduce this. It may be gone now. That was a Heroku thing.
Okay.
So there's that. The other one that actually Paul took, which, let's see, I wonder if he's going to need help in that. Yeah, this is the one that we talked about. Remember this? The jobs index page, we're going to swap out to just the search jobs. He took that yesterday. I talked to him a little bit about that. If he has trouble with that, it might be good for you to help him out on that. Because I would have a look at it. Okay, you're much more familiar with the system than he is. But he wanted to, I said it's a little bit challenging, but it's not really complex. But there's just a lot of places that have to be touched to make that change. Let's see, bug and email validator. That's actually, that's being worked on, I believe, by, oh, there's a similar, I'm not sure if that one's still outstanding. I have to look at that. Sorry, I should have looked at this before, but, oh yeah. Okay, so this is something that Arun worked on, and we could not duplicate the problem. So we had a similar problem. So we had a similar problem with Cruncher service, where we had a class a class variable that we were using to cache some information for a URL for an external service. In Cruncher service, of course, it was to the Cruncher. For this case, it was to the email validator. And there's a situation where Rails loads classes every time after each request response cycle. And for some reason, the class variable was getting clobbered in that. I think it had to do with the fact that the class variable is initiated using information from an initiation file in the config directory. And the initiation file is only read once upon system startup. So somehow reloading the class and reassigning the class variable failed because the initiation data was not available because it got erased from memory or something. I'm not sure the exact sequence, but I think it's something like that. If you wanted to take on the challenge of actually trying to duplicate this problem, you could spend some time on that, definitely.
Okay.
That's Vincent particular. Yeah. And the other one that you've been talking about, which I think is an interesting idea, which is converting a doc file to a PDF in, I think, Google Docs and direct the user to a Google Docs view.
Google Drive.
Google Drive? Yeah. Have you made any progress on that? Did you find out anything regarding whether that's possible or not?
I haven't started it yet. I just have the idea, but haven't tried out with the API.
Okay. Yeah, so that's an interesting idea. I would suggest not spending way too much time on that because that definitely is a feature 2 issue. Excuse me, a version 2 issue. So if you want, it's interesting. It'd be an interesting thing to explore, but I would suggest not spending way too much time on that because we don't need it for MVP. So if you want to look at 1 or 2 of those things, maybe reach out to Paul, let him know that you're available to help him out on his story. And,
okay, so meaning I don't spend time on the version 2 stuff first and focus in the more important MVP first. Is that what you mean?
I think so, but
yes.
In terms of your Google Drive idea, I would think it's worth spending an hour or so doing some more research and writing down in the story what you find out, if anything, of interest, so that we can come back to it later.
Sure.
I would just do some research online. I wouldn't even do a spike. I wouldn't write any code about it at this point. But I would, because your head's wrapped around that right now anyway, I'd spend 1 more hour or so researching and write down anything you find that's interesting that we can come back to later.
Okay.
If you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. Just focus on MVP stuff. So if you wanted to look at that story we talked about, the first one, do you want me to get the number for you?
Which one?
The number that we thought you might want to take a look at, which is, that was 415. Excuse me. That's the one coming out of the Sam's UX review.
Okay, I will try to duplicate what he has done.
And if it's gone away because we're now authorizing, that's great. And then there's 504, the email validation bug that we cannot reproduce, but I've seen it 2 or 3 times in development. But it's one of those things, it's very difficult to reproduce because we don't understand exactly what's causing it. So that would be something worth looking at, because I think it's going to occur again. I have no doubt. It's just,
okay.
It's just not deterministic.
So how is this this error? When does this error occur? So what is the how do you see this error during which scenario that you see this error?
In 504. Excuse me.
504.
Yeah. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. So that is a very good question. So generally I've seen it when I'm just working in the system and I'm doing something that invokes the email validator, which means I'm editing somebody's profile or something like that. So as you know, email validation occurs when any person's profile is being created or edited. And what happens, of course, is we reach out to the Mailgun email validation service. The URL for that is created initially when the system starts up. There's a class variable in, where would it be? In the email validator service. Actually, let's look at that real quick. Okay. So, under app services, email validate service, there is a, so when we go to validate, we call this method self-service URL, and then we add the address that we're trying to validate. Self-service URL is defined up here, of course. It's using a class variable. And if it's already loaded, then return that. Otherwise, we assign it here for the first time. These Mailgun public key and email validate URL, let's see, I think...
is that a YAML?
I think they're both in an initializer for email validate service. Sorry. So where I went here now, let me get rid of that. Where I went here now was config initializers email validate service. And those two constants are defined here.
Okay.
So these are now picked up, and there we create the initial URL for the email validation service. And that's used here. So this is loaded once, hopefully, and it's persistent, this class variable. However, once in a while, the class variable gets undefined. And I'm not sure how, and then we see this error. A copy of email validator has been removed from the module tree, but is still active. When you see that, it means that, in this case, the class variable is not defined. It's nil, or it's undefined. So this has something to do with the way Rails works in development, where it reloads the classes every time after each request response cycle. And when it's doing that, somehow this class variable is not being assigned when it reloads the class, the email validate service class up here. And that results in, or could result in this, or, you know, to be honest, I may be Googling a little bit about what this kind of message means. Removed from the module tree, but it's still active. How that happens. Maybe there's some information out there that would help us.
Okay.
And again, I think this is one of those things, if you can't reproduce it or find information regarding that that's useful within, you know, an hour or so, just give up. Arun spent some time on it. I spent some time on it to help Arun trying to duplicate it. We both had to give up. But maybe, you know, you'll get lucky and you'll find something that helps us go down a valid trail here. But I think
just yeah. Yeah, just try the luck.
Try luck, yeah. I mean, again, you may find something on the internet that we didn't stumble upon, or read something, and because you're smarter than us, you'll notice that there's something that we didn't notice. Something like that. But I think to me, it's an interesting riddle. What the heck is going on here?
Yes.
But anyway, so there's that. And in the meantime, you got enough now, but what I'll do is I'll try to go through over the weekend and see if there's other things that we really should clean up for MVP, and see if we can add some, because at one point I did that in Sprint Creation. I had maybe a dozen stories in here, but people have been taking them and moving them over to in progress. And we've also got some, yeah, go ahead.
It's really good. It's going to end.
What's that?
The progress thing, that means we are so close to MVP.
Yeah, I think so. We're getting there. And a lot of the bugs we had have been, the small stuff, like I said, have been taken by folks. and they're being worked on. Like this bug here, email previews, raise exceptions, that Sigu is working on. This one here, right. So he's working on that. Now Sigu is, I don't know if you've ever met him.
I've met him.
Met him once, okay. So he's been, I think he's been working on this for, let me see, was there a date here that he started? Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me the date that it was assigned. I could probably look that up on GitHub directly. But he's been working on this forever. He's also got this particular PR that he created.
Do I need to help to clean up?
Well, I'm wondering if you can reach out to him and say, do you need help with some of this stuff? So this particular PR, he's had in for a very long time.
Yeah, 2 months.
I had a pair programming session with him, I don't know, within the past 2 months to go over a sticking point that he had. And I think he felt more confident. So I think he can do this. And he also took that story, like I said, but he hasn't made progress on these that I can see for a very long time, like weeks. So his situation, he has a code camp in Kenya.
Yeah.
And so he's very, very busy with that. But he wants to take stories and improve his skills. He's still a learner, in fact, on Rails. So he's trying to do that at the same time he's managing this code camp. So that's another person, if you wanted to reach out to him and say, hey, can I help with either your PR that's under review or your in-progress story? You know, maybe he can. I think we need to probably give him a little push.
Yes.
With a request if we can help him. So if you could help with that, that would be really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will pick up one step by step because there are so many so many story available right now. I will look through it and then decide which one to go first. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You just do what you want, when you want, all of that. So I'm just pointing out, you know, in the large sense, there's a bunch of these little things we could help on, or reach out to people, say, hey, can I help push this forward? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good then. I think we got enough review there that you got other things that you can pick and choose from if you'd like. I appreciate the effort, the help too.
Yes.
And I hate to lose you from Met Plus, because I think once we get past MVP, we'll get onto some version 2 features that'll be pretty cool to work on. But do you think you'll have time for working on other projects, Agile Ventures projects, once you start your job? Probably not a lot of time, right?
Yes, not so much, but I will still want to continue with Agile Ventures.
Okay. Good. Great. Yeah. Yeah. I think you've made a lot of progress on Rails since you started. So you've really learned a lot, and you've benefited from it, as has Agile Ventures, of course. So yeah, it'd be great if you can continue.
Okay, thank you.
All right then. Okay, Tanwei. So anything else?
No.
I think we're good. All right, great. Well, thanks for the help, and have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, see you.
All right, bye now.
Bye.